Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. On today's episode, I'm calling this one Getting Creative with Topaz Studio 2 and the Texture Filter. We're going to make this image right here. I'm calling it the Cosmic Dandelion. I've donned my artist cap today because I seem to do better work when I put this cap on. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Anyway, we're working with the Texture Filter. We're going to be using 4 different textures. You're going to learn a lot of different techniques today on this tutorial, so stay with it till the end. You're going to learn a lot. I can't wait to share this with you, so let's get started. I'm starting out here in Lightroom. Okay, it's a camera raw image. The first thing I want to do is crop it, I think. No adjustments on it yet, and I always like to turn my lights out, so type the L key twice. And I'm just going to hover over the edge here and straighten this dandelion up, because let's have a nice straight dandelion here. And I think what I might do is just crop in just a little bit and get my dandelion kind of in the center of the image there. Somewhere right around in there. I think that looks nice. Turn my lights back on by typing the L key again. And hit the return key to accept the crop. I'm going to come up to auto and just run the auto on this and see what it does. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think what I might do is just pull back on the saturation just a little bit. Maybe to like a -10, somewhere right around in there. Okay, and detail, as always, I have the sharpening turned off and the noise reduction off. I just leave color noise reduction on. That's my workflow. It works well for me. I'm going to run this into Photoshop, and then I'll run Topaz Denoise AI on it. This is my workflow. Coming back to basic, everything looks good, and I'm going to right-click it, edit in Photoshop 2020, and that'll send it into Photoshop. The first thing I like to do in my workflow is duplicate my background layer, and that's Command or Control J. And I like to send it up into Topaz Labs Denoise AI right here and launch that. And right now I have auto update preview is set on, auto detect settings is off. Let me go ahead and check that on here for a second. I'm in the Denoise AI model right here. And let's see what auto does for it. So on the left is the before, on the right is the after. And as you can see, there's a lot of noise in there. That was ISO 1600, but look how it just cleans that right up. And that's the auto setting. I think it's good. I'm going to run a texture on here. So in reality, I probably didn't even need to add noise reduction to it, but it's part of my workflow, okay? And the sharpening looks pretty good. Maybe I'll just bump that up just a little bit here. And that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and that'll send this right back into Photoshop. And then we'll get started with some texturing. My typical workflow is to run the image into Sharpen AI after I add the denoising to it. But in this case, this image looks relatively sharp to me, so I think I'm going to forgo that. I don't think I really need to do that. So I'm going to duplicate the background layer again, Command or Control J, and now I'm going to send it into Topaz Studio 2. And the only reason I duplicate the background layer is so I can work non-destructively. And here we are inside of Topaz Studio 2. Now we're going to do some texturing on this image here. And on this image, I'm going to apply, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different textures on here. So this is a little bit more in-depth texturing. We're coming up to the add filters here and giving this a click, and then we're going to come down and click on texture. Now I know what textures I'm using on here because I've already experimented with this particular image. And as I said in past tutorials, texturing is an art form, and it takes a lot of experimentation. It took me a while to get this worked out, okay? So hopefully I can show you a lot quicker here in the tutorial here. So I know what textures I'm using, so I'm just going to come over here to the little icon here for search for textures. The first texture is called Mossy Oak, and I believe it is this guy right here. Already that looks pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and turn the opacity the full way up to a 1 here, and that's what that texture looks like. I'm going to change its blend mode to soft light. That's the one I settled on, and I think that looks really cool. And then I altered my brightness. I brought my brightness up to about a 23 right here. And my detail, I pulled my detail back to a minus 36. Let me just pull down on the slider here a little bit. So I just pulled the detail back to a minus 36. Hey, and this is all to taste. You may not want yours pulled back to minus 36. You might want to pull your detail up. You know, and again, it's an art form. It's whatever you feel, whatever you want. You are the artist. You're the one in control. I'm just showing you how I did it, okay? You don't have to do it this way. You can do it any way you want to do it. Okay, so that's the first texture. Now, on this first texture, I'm coming up to the layer mask icon and clicking on the brush tool because I want to remove some of that texture off of the actual dandelion gone to seed here. Okay, so I'm gonna take the transparency a little bit to the right. I almost want it to be black, but a really dark gray here. And let's check my radius size here, somewhere right around there. And I have my edge aware turned on here. Softness is at 50. And I'm just going to paint in here like so. And I might paint on the stem itself a little bit. So just come up to the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. But there you go, just like that. Now let's make our radius smaller. And I just want to come down the stem here. Sometimes I have a shaky hand. And I'm just going to paint down here. Can I make it to the end? Yes, I can make it to the end. Okay, so that's the first filter. Now the second, or not filter, I don't know why I want to call textures filters, but it's a texture. The second texture is a really cool one, and that is, first we have to click Add Filter. Now we can add a whole new texture filter here. And I'm going to come to the search icon here and type in Cosmic. Don't you love that name? Cosmic Soup. I love this texture. You might think this is a weird looking texture, Dave, but I really like it. Let me click on it here. And there's Cosmic Soup. Hey, isn't that great? We're not done with it. Sometimes when you click on a texture, you might say, man, that is horrible. How could I ever use that, okay? But you have to experiment, like I said. So here's what I did here. I changed the blend mode to soft light. And right here is soft light, and see, it looks better already, right? And then the contrast, or the opacity, was at 50. The contrast, I bumped up to a 0.16, right, like so. And then the detail, I pulled it back. Let me pull down the slider here so we can get to it so you can see it better. Detail, I pulled it back to a minus 0.55. So let me pull that back. See, it's starting to lose some of that detail to like a minus 0.55. Somewhere around there, if I can get it right on it. Right there, 0.55. The next thing I did to it was I made the image a little bit smaller here. And I clicked on the edit here, so I transformed this a little bit. I'm just going to pull up on here, like so. Move this up a little bit. And pull this down. Like this. Yeah, just, you know, trying to put like kind of a, you know, that rounded shape around the actual dandelion itself to just kind of like highlight it a little bit right there. And I thought that looked cool. And then I clicked on edit again. And then I went back to the layer mask here. Got a brush again. And let's see, again, I want to pull that transparency. I'm going to leave it pretty dark, make my radius a little bit larger, and I'm going to do the same thing here and just paint it off the dandelion here. Just leaving a little bit of it on there. Just like that. See, the dandelion comes through. I'm going to make my radius smaller, which is the brush size. And again, I'm just going to paint down on the stem of the dandelion. Now, I could have just copied the mask too, but that's too easy. I got to make it hard for myself. But no, go ahead and copy the mask too. But you could do that as well. All right, so there we go. That's the second step. Let's make it a little bit larger here. It's looking pretty cool already, right? We're not done yet. Let's go ahead and add another texture. You're going to learn a lot about texturing today by all these textures I'm adding. Add filter, another texture filter here. And I know my next texture is going to be a border, and it's called Antique Border. So come to the search icon. See if I can spell Antique. I don't even have to finish it because I know it's right here. So I'm going to click it. And there's my antique border. Okay, it's not done yet. On this particular texture, I need to really change that blend mode to multiply. And you'll see what it does when I do it. See, this is what I mean about an art form and learning how to use these filters. Because if you don't know how these blend modes work in that, you're going to have a really tough time texturing. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys, to teach you how to do this stuff. I don't know everything, but I've learned a lot of tricks along the way. Okay, so there's my first step. And secondly, my opacity, I brought that to like a 0.72. A lot of experimentation to get me to that number. Okay, and then the saturation on this guy, because it's kind of yellowish around the edge here. So what I did was I came down to saturation and I pulled that strength the whole way off. So basically I removed the saturation from it. And then lastly, I went to the edit here because I want to transform it. And because I didn't like it being that fat there. Okay, so I'm just going to make it a little bit larger here and move it down. See what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get that, you know, that edge the way I want it. So just because that border had a fat edge on it doesn't mean I have to use that super fat edge. And I changed it. And that's what the transforming is all about. If you recall, I used the multiply blend mode on this, okay? And notice that the texture is very light in the center. So watch the dandelion right here. I'm going to shut the texture off. And notice you don't see it change at all, right? And that multiply blend mode, and being that was the texture is light in the center, it's not affecting the dandelion at all. So I do not have to worry about masking anything off there. I'm going to add one more texture. So we'll come up to add filter. This is our fourth texture. And the last texture is scratches 24. So let's go to the search icon again and SCRADZAGES 24. I think it's this guy right here. Click on that and there it is. Do you like it? No, I hate it. Okay, we're not done with it yet. Don't let these textures intimidate you. You are bigger than these textures, and you are better than these textures, okay? However, they're pretty cool. But watch what happens when I change the blend mode to screen. And you'll see automatically it looks a lot better. Now it's way too strong. So the only thing I did on this one was took the opacity way back, almost off. I just want to barely see it, and I took it back to like a 0.09, just like that. Now let me shut this eyeball off here so you can see the before. It's subtle, but I like it. Here's the before, and here's the after. Okay? Isn't that cool? Just adds that little bit of extra to it, and I really like it. So again, here's the before, and here's the after. There's just one last filter I'm going to add to this, and it's going to be to make a slight adjustment on the overall image. Let's go up to add filter one last time, give it a click, and come to one of my favorite filters, HSL color tuning. Don't you love Topaz Studio 2? Look at all these wonderful tools inside of here. It's just, I love it. So let's click it, and the only thing I'm going to do here is, I think the green got a little darker than I'd like it to be. And so what I'm going to do is click on this little green swatch right here and just take the green lightness, and I'm going to drag it to the right and lighten up the green. See, it's only affecting the green tones, right? And I think I took it up to about a 30, something like that. That might be too much, actually. Let me just take it to like around a 24. So let me click the eyeball. So here's the before, and here's the after. And I love how that just targeted the green color, and that's it. Now, if I left click on the canvas here, here's the before. A kind of a cool little image. Hey, it's a dandelion, I know, but dandelions can be cool too. Look at all that beautiful symmetry in that dandelion. I guess that's the right word for it, symmetry. Hey, let me know if I'm wrong on that, but you know, it looks really nice. And now when we add the texture to it, we get this look to it. I really like it. So again, here's the before and here's the after. I think I'll call this the Cosmic Dandelion. Now all we have to do is send this back into Photoshop. So come up here in the menu bar and click on accept, and that sends us right back into Photoshop. And here we are in Photoshop with our cosmic dandelion. Now I could flatten this image out and save it, and next time I open up Lightroom, it'll be right there in Lightroom. So there you go, the cosmic dandelion. Well, this artist cap did not let me down today. Every time I put this cap on, I seem to do better work. Okay, it's all a state of mind, right? Anyway, hey, do not let textures intimidate you. When you see these different textures, you may say, what am I going to do with that? That looks horrible. As you can see here, blend modes, adjustments, Topaz Studio 2, the texture filter is the best in the business. Give it a try, and I think you will be happy with your results. Just work it and don't get frustrated. Just calm down, relax, and you'll get through it, okay? And you'll get some great art out of it, okay? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell notification icon, and then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. I want to thank you all for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time, and I can't wait. But until then, happy editing.